What if I told you that one of the greatest sages in Indian history, the author of the sacred Ramayana, was once a ruthless bandit? Yes, this is the unbelievable transformation story of Valmiki, a man who went from darkness to divine wisdom. This is not just a story, it's a reminder that no matter how far we fall, we can always rise again. Long before he became Valmiki, he was known as Ratnakar. Born into a humble family, Ratnakar lost his way early in life. Driven by survival and later by habit, he became a feared bandit in the forests. He would stop travelers, rob them, and sometimes even harm them. But in his mind, he wasn't a villain. He believed he was doing it for his family, to feed them, to protect them, to provide for them. Every crime he committed, he justified with one thought: I am doing this for my loved ones. And so, his life continued in darkness. One day, everything changed. Ratnakar stopped a wandering sage, the divine Narada. But Narada did not react with fear. He looked at Ratnakar with calmness and compassion. Instead of resisting, he asked him a question that would change his life forever. Why do you commit these sins? Ratnakar replied confidently, For my family, I must provide for them. Narada then asked, Will your family share your sins just as they share your earnings? Ratnakar laughed. Of course they will. But Narada said gently, Go and ask them. Ratnakar went home, confident, almost amused. He asked his wife, his parents, his children, Will you share the burden of my sins? One by one, they all gave the same answer. No, your duty is to provide. But your sins are yours alone. In that moment, Ratnakar's world shattered. Everything he believed in collapsed. For the first time, he saw himself clearly, not as a provider, but as a man lost in wrongdoing, broken and desperate for redemption. Ratnakar returned to Narada. He fell at his feet and said, Show me a way to cleanse my life. Narada guided him to meditate and chant the name of Rama. But Ratnakar, burdened by his past, couldn't even say Rama. So Narada gave him a simple method. Chant Mara, Mara, Mara. As Ratnakar repeated it continuously, Mara slowly became Rama. He entered deep meditation. Days passed. Months passed. Years passed. He remained still, completely absorbed. So still that anthills grew around his body, covering him entirely. After years of intense meditation, Ratnakar finally emerged. But he was no longer the same man. He had been reborn. Because he rose from a Valmika, an anthill, he was given a new name, Valmiki, a sage, a realized soul, a man transformed by truth and devotion. One day, Valmiki witnessed a heartbreaking scene. A hunter killed a bird while it was with its mate. Seeing the grief of the surviving bird, Valmiki felt deep compassion, and from that emotion flowed the first poetic verse in Sanskrit. This became the beginning of something extraordinary. Inspired by divine vision, Valmiki composed the Ramayana, the epic story of Lord Rama, of dharma, of love, of sacrifice. Valmiki's life teaches us, no one is beyond redemption. True change begins with self-awareness. Even the darkest past can lead to a divine future. So the next time you feel stuck, remember this: if a bandit can become a sage, you can transform your life too.